Hello, Amy Posadas here, coming at you from Transformative Health 180 and Lionstorm CrossFit, covering low back flexibility and pelvic stability exercises today. First, to get you started, you can use a block, you can use a ball, you can use a book, preferably wrapped up in a towel just because it's more comfortable. If you have a roller, you can use one of these. Basically anything that has some width to it and doesn't give whenever you push on it. It can give a little bit, just not too much. I'm gonna have you lay down. It can be on the floor, it can be on a bed, it can be on a couch. And you're gonna put between your knees, whatever it is that you're using. Your feet are about hip width apart. You're gonna push through the heels, and as you do that, you're gonna squeeze your knees together as hard as you can. And you're gonna feel those throughout the whole inner part of your thigh. And then relax. And then do it again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as hard as you can, and relax. Now you can also, if you don't have anything, you can use your fists, two fists together as well, and squeeze them. They're just not as effective, and you just get a better contraction if you're able to use something between your knees. However, you can do this in sitting as well. And then you can also do it in standing. But when you do that in standing, you kind of bend your knees a little bit. Okay, and it's just something to wake up the inner thigh muscles and to get things where they need to be by using your musculature. When you've done about 3 to 4, on the last one, again, feet about shoulder width apart, hip width apart, pushing through your heels, squeezing between your knees. On the last one, you're still gonna squeeze as hard as you can so that this doesn't move, and you're gonna lift your hips at the same time, engaging your glutes. Again, still squeezing as hard as you can between your knees. And then relax. Okay, so sometimes you're gonna feel this in the very deep pubic part, and that's normal. It should not hurt, but it might be a little awkward because you're not used to that, 1, and 2, a lot of times people are weaker in those muscles. Another thing that I want you to do is I want you to stretch on the side. You're gonna have the bottom leg straight, top leg bent. You're gonna take the top hand and hold it on that the bottom hand and hold it on that top knee. You're gonna make sure your shoulders are stacked. Top hand, deep breath in, exhale, and rotate, taking that hand back behind you. Now it's really important that you keep this hand in line with your shoulder. I don't want it low, I don't want it high. You're gonna get most rotation and be able to relax and gain that range, keeping it even with your shoulder and looking back at your hand. The whole time taking cleansing breaths. Deep breath in and relaxing, using the weight of the body and gravity to pull you into more rotation. Again, making sure that you're keeping this knee on the table. All right, and then we're gonna switch to the other side. Now, if you notice, when you go to one side, you're drastically tighter than the other, then you need to stretch 3 times on the tight side for every 1 time on the not so tight side until you get even. You're gonna have the bottom leg straight, top leg bent, this knee on the table. My shoulders are stacked, meaning one on top of the other. My bottom hand is holding this knee down, and my top hand is extended out in front. Deep breath in. As I exhale, I'm taking this hand back behind me. Again, making sure that this knee stays on the table. Like I said, if I were tighter on this side, I would do this 3 times for every 1 time I was doing it on the other side until you're even. And then when you're even, I want you to do them both, holding it the same amount of time on each side. Again, this should be a feel-good stretch, nice cleansing breath, should be relaxing. You're gonna feel this in your shoulder, in your chest, in your low back, your hip, buttock, depending on how tight you are. All right, then we're gonna come back to the back, bring the knees up to the chest, and flattening the back out. and then relax. Now, if you've noticed before, I had you squeeze something between your knees. Every time you work one part of the joint, you want to make sure that you counteract and work the other part as well. So what I'm going to have you do is actually grab a hold and clasp your hands. So it's going to be kind of like a hook. Okay, and you're going to grasp just below the knees, or just above the knees, all right? And you're going to have your feet together, and you're going to push those knees out. And you're going to feel your glute and your hip, your glute med and your piriformis contract right there as you're pushing those knees out. And relax, and push it out, and relax, and one more, and relax. All right, now this last stretch that I'm going to have you do, if it's too advanced for you, don't overly challenge yourself. You have plenty to work on. You can continue to bring your knee to your chest. As that gets easier, then you can start to straighten your knees, okay? And then still work on bringing your legs closer to your chest. Do not overly force this. You're going to feel a whole stretch throughout the whole posterior chain. As this gets easier, I want you to start progressing to bringing your hips up more. As that gets easier, eventually you'll have your feet all the way down. Again, you're bringing your knees straight, toes up towards the knee, chin to the chest, and you're still breathing. Nice, deep, cleansing breaths. But the modifications here to here, working it slowly closer to the chest, and then as you continue to get more flexible, you're going to start increasing it more and more until you are here. And yes, you can, because there was a time when I wasn't able to do that. Very, very important that you keep those cleansing breaths. If you're not relaxing, whenever you're challenging these new ranges of motion and you're holding your breath, you're actually tensing those muscles and you're fighting and defeating the whole purpose of what you're trying to do. So very, very important that you continue with the deep cleansing breaths in the nose. And I don't care if you exhale through the nose, I just wanted a long exhalation, or if you exhale through the mouth, like you're blowing out kisses or blowing out candles. Again, inhale in the nose, and exhale. Something to completely relax the body, focusing on that breathing instead of, oh my gosh, this is uncomfortable. The other thing too is if you are having a pain face and it's so tight and so it hurts, it's not uncomfortable, but it actually hurts, then you're going way too far, too fast. And the strengthening ones with the squeezing in between the knees and the squeezing out, those should not hurt. Those should just be a little bit of challenging, but they should not hurt. Do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions, but these exercises here are very important whether or not you have, like I said, any injuries. It's being proactive in keeping preservation of your back, because when you hurt your back, everything is affected and you will feel it, you know, your toenail, you'll feel it in your back. All right, that's a little extreme, but take care of your back. It's very, very important, and keeping this into your daily regimen will help you do that. Take care.